to my notes last time, you all investigated and were very successful investigating the dismal niche for the aquatic elves, the Iskanti, in an effort to gain their favor in an upcoming legal dispute over territories with House Thrun and Greater Cheliax. So you guys headed out to the Urchin's Maw, went down in there. You encountered, as I believe Garm called it, an oversized shrimp.
our toughest battle yet.
A jumbo shrimp, actually, would be the appropriate term. So you defeated a jumbo shrimp. I felt really bad, so I made a second jumbo shrimp, so I felt like I could do something that combat. It was...
I do the same thing in the other game.
I mean, it was like, I was like, this thing looks pretty serious, so I better have it, like, not attack the first round, and you guys just instantly killed it, so I was like, okay, but what if I didn't do that?
You Gunslinger just full attack it.
Back when I was running, side note, when I ran Wrath of the Righteous when it first came out, and when it first came out, Mythic Adventures had just come out, and it hadn't been errated yet, and the War Priest, and there was a bunch of other, like, playtest classes, so we had someone playing a playtest War Priest with Mythic rules, and at the time, War Priest had a straight base attack bonus. It was just like a Paladin. Which is ridiculous. In addition to it had all the other rest of the War Priest toolkit. It just also had a straight space attack bonus. So at like level 20, his Warhammer did like 3d10 or something. He had like a plus 65 to hit. So against the final fight, which is against, like Deskari or whatever, or Baphomet, or, some deity, it could cast like Mythic Time Stop and do all this degenerate shit. And I was like, on its first turn, it'll just attack, because I don't want to open with the strongest move. And he went... like, hit it twice, crit twice, spent mythic points, auto-confirmed, increased his multiplier, discharged X, Y, and Z, and he's like, I do, 1,260 damage. in like a single Vital Strike. And I was like, cool. So it dies. You guys win. Let's go ahead and do that combat again where I actually do what the creature said it would do on the first round, and I just, Mythic Time Stop and just killed that character. I just, cast, 5 Saber Suck spells on him until he fucking died. And then I was like, okay, now we can have a fight. Now we're playing the game. So, yes, back to this game. You guys defeated a jumbo shrimp, a second jumbo shrimp, as well as a bunch of scum who were dwelling down there in the Urchin's Maw off the northern coast of Ravounel. Very good, Tommy. Of course you should do more damage. That was my first piece of character feedback for you, is that you didn't do enough damage. So it's good that you've... Factoring. Yeah, on your subsequent attacks, right? It's not on the primary, it's on all the iteratives. Yeah. So yes. After doing all that, and actually during that combat, Buddy was contacted by an old friend, if we remember. Shershagat the Drowning Devil wanted Buddy to leave that combat and come hang out with him. Buddy refused. You guys finished out the combat. There was another Drowning Devil there. Does anyone remember what happened with that guy?
I went to a birthday party.
Yeah, he just left.
Oh my god.
You guys killed all of his minions, and he was like, I can see the tide is turning, and just left. But yes, you guys were successful. I think I also destroyed a pair of pants. I think that was my greatest victory, was destroying Sezzix's pants.
I do recall.
Yes.
A tragedy. People miss those pants.
Yes, pants destroyed.
Funeral.
Pants destroyed. Well, I was trying to find a way, because you're gunslingering it up and just mowing my enemies down. So I was like, how can we stop this? And I was like, where do you get your bullets from? And you're like, I'm just pulling them out of my pockets. And I was like, excellent.
Destroyable pockets.
Destroyable pockets, you say? You don't have magic pants, do you, fool? So yes, pants destroyed. The day saved. You guys went back to the Aquatic Elves. They thanked you for all you had done and agreed to sign the paperwork saying that they honor Lord Mayor Julia Boralis as the Lord Mayor of Kintargo and as de facto ruler of Greater Ravounel, this duchy, because you all have found ancient paperwork that hasn't been changed that says that Ravounel is kind of like a free state within Cheliax that's just hanging out for, all the benefits in the cloud. But at any time the Lord Mayor wants to, Ravounel can leave. So you're going to use that to your advantage to hopefully free all of the Duchy of Ravounel from Cheliax. But to do that, you need to have all these different areas join up. And you've gotten 3 out of the 4. Only 1 remains. So with your sights set on the eastern portion, east of whatever that river is, you can gain a level if you can tell me the name of the river right now.
Angies.
It's the Ublis River.
These nuts.
Ublis these. Thank you. Good. Thank you, Garm. Good.
Thank you for that.
Perfect. Yep, that's what I was looking for. Excellent. Good work. Good work. I mean, I think we've all grown. Yeah, so if you remember, let's see if you can find a map here. But basically, all the eastern plains or whatever. So, Kintargo, big-ass river. To the east of it, all these plains, some, little villages. And then there's Nidal, which is the lawful evil land of Zon-Kuthon and shadow and murder and it's also evil. Look at that. No wonder they were friends.
They have pain coffins over there. I don't want to go to
and 100 years ago or whatever, during the Civil War, and before that or whatever, Nidal had invaded into Ravounel a bunch and had been pushed out now by Cheliax. But their forts and stuff are still there. So you also heard a rumor that there is something called the Ziggurat of Night, which dwells somewhere there in the plains, an old fort that was abandoned by Zon-Kuthonites, Kuthonites or whatever when they fled. So there's this old fort, these kind of disparate plains. There's one larger town known as Cypress Point that's where you guys are going to head out. And you guys kind of all got that laid out. And you're that's what we're doing next. Buddy had to fuck off for 24 hours to go to attend a tea party or whatever. The sweet 1600th of Shershagat's niece or something. That was fun. I remember that being fun for me, at least. And then, in a stroke of brilliance, Caerrat was we should get Sezzix new pants. Let's go to our favorite tailor. And you guys went to Hemeton Hayes. You got a new pair of pants mended. You guys shot the shit, and you left. And he's surely fine. And that's where we left off, with it being, the end of that evening, all of you reconvening, making plans to go explore Cypress Point and find someone maybe who has the authority to sign this paperwork. So yeah, anything I forgot? Anything you guys want to mention?
Can I just get a rest?
No.
Okay. I continue staying up.
Yes. So, here's this map, by the way. I'll go ahead and rest you. So yes, that river is the Ublis. The Terapasillion is somewhere over there. And actually, let me go ahead and remove all these pointers. Y'all know that Cypress Point, I think it's over here or something. I'll pull it up. It's largely irrelevant, but it's somewhere along the coast up there. And that's the largest population center. So,
Cypress Hill a bit.
Cypress Point, sir. Cypress Point.
From the bong.
But yeah, is there anything in particular y'all would like to do?
I don't need to do anything.
Do I have any money? Nope, nothing I need to do.
Do I have any money? Hey, we're playing a role-playing game. We don't need to talk about real life.
I am mere a peasant. I have 225 gold. I'm just richer than everyone in Kintargo, essentially.
The richest peasant this side of the Mississippi, this side of the Eublis River.
I mean, I could sell my weapon for like 50,000 gold. But
Oh, fantastic.
Journeying out.
Yep, y'all are just journeying out. As you're about to leave, go ahead and yeah, we'll just roll a d. Let's roll a d4. One person do that for me. Someone's gonna overhear a rumor. A 2, buddy. So 2. So Caerrat, the second person on my thing going top to left there. You know, you get back later that evening before your long rest, and there seems to be some scuttlebutt. I guess when you guys were gone, there was some sort of grisly murder. And people are talking about it. But, you know, as you kind of say you're interested in investigating, they're like, well, you know, you're securing the mainland, so, like, keep working on that. You know, we'll send some agents out and dig into this a bit for you. But they report that, do you remember Straya, the leader of the Cloven Hoof Society?
Yeah, we saved her after, like, they burned down her place.
Yeah, she's been murdered.
Oh, well, shit.
She was murdered, like, a week ago.
Oh.
About the time you guys were down in the forest. Her body, honestly, like, it's not the fact she was killed, it's how she was killed. Someone took all of her limbs.
That doesn't sound good.
For, like, an arts and crafts type thing, or...
Her
I feel like that makes it more bad.
Her limbless body was found, laid out, cooked up, and carved as a roast with an apple shoved in its mouth. Ooh, food. Thank you.
Speaking of
food. Thanks, Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Its body was festooned with salt, spices, and garnishes. And, you know, your Tengu have been investigating, or whoever you think you're better. Who are your best investigators? Who would you have put on this?
Tengu girls.
Always the Tengus.
Yeah, so the Fushi sisters have been looking into this, and they'll be like, I surmise that the grisly nature of the surgery and the rough cutting, I think this was done with a set of butcher knives which was missing from the kitchen at the Cloven Hoof Society. So, you know, you got that going on in your town, too.
So it's a little artistic.
Yeah. It's a little artistic. Yeah, there's a little style to it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Anything particular you want to do about that?
We should probably go back to Cantargo and investigate whatever the fuck's going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys were in, you know, this is like when you return to Cantargo, they tell you this murder occurred.
Yeah, have they already cleaned up the crime scene then, or
No.
dead ends?
Oh no.
Oh,
I guess we can go.
Do you guys want to go look at the crime scene?
let's go take a
yeah,
look.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you go there. It's as described. The body is smaller because it's just a torso and a head, cooked up like a roast. It's on like a large sheet tray. They've covered it with some sort of cloth. And there is a disturbing amount of blood, dried blood, all over like the surface and the ground there. Which, you know, they'll say, I think she was prepared here.
can I make a heal check to see if they were killed here?
Sure. Go and make a heal check.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
I know. Well, they're certainly dead, Tommy. You examine the body. It looks to be, you know, with, you know what, I'll give you this. You have spent some amount of time in recent months becoming an expert on where body parts attach to other body parts and how to separate them with your scythe. Right? Like, you know that the femur and the humerus are among, like, the hardest bones in a humanoid body. So, like, to cut right through them is pretty rough. But if you go up here at, like, the atrioventricular joint or whatever, like, that or whatever that's called. Like that's easy to separate. It's easy to crack that open and pop the arm off. It seems as if whoever did this knew that as well. And they definitely, like, didn't work harder than they needed to get these legs and arms off of this person. Caerrat, it's really grisly. You can't really stomach the scene long enough to do a full investigation, of course.
Does it look like that apple is removable from the mouth?
Oh, yeah. It's a nice roasted apple. It seems like this was cooked properly.
Ignoring...
They're not a monster.
They're reasonable. They're an acquired taste connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
With my heal check, do I think the mouth would still constitute a speak with dead spell?
Sure. Yeah, you certainly can.
Well, team. Can we say we're doing this after the long rest?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can go ahead and just mark off a 3rd level spell if you'd like.
Hey, Straya. What happened?
I don't know. One question.
We get 5, right? That's not 2 straight.
I get more.
I get 6.
Okay.
Did you say that?
Who killed you?
No, I said it's not to Straya.
I don't know. We saw
As a person.
the D&D movie. We know how that shit works.
The first 6 questions any of you ask are the 6 questions you get, fuckers. What do you mean, DM? That's a question, dumb book.
Yeah, so you say, what happened? She says, I don't know. Nothing else has been said out loud as far as I know.
Who killed you?
I don't know.
I'll shut up.
Do that.
When did this happen?
At night, I was closing up. The voice is like very charred, as if like the inside of the throat is all burned out and stuff from being, in the oven at like 250 for 12 hours or whatever.
Oh, full nice long roast.
Mm-hmm.
How remarkable. Do you know why someone would have done this?
No.
So at least we can't confirm it happened here. What do we think?
I can give you a little more on one of those, I guess.
Maybe we ask if anyone's been hanging around lately.
When you ask like what happened or whatever, she'll say, I felt a pain in my back. I fell over, and I was picked up and placed on the counter. Something took off my clothes and started severing my limbs. As the skin was being flayed from my chest, I died.
That sucks.
That sounds painful.
Doesn't sound great.
Yeah, 2 more questions.
Do you have any enemies?
We all have...
1? I guess.
Quickly went from 0 to 1 established enemy.
I didn't
We
think...
narrowed it down.
I didn't think so, but I guess I do.
Tommy, with his low wisdom, is going to ask whisper in Cyritt's ear, can I ask him about Yuri seeing as he's dead?
No.
Not all dead people know each other.
What are you trying to say? They all look alike?
Tommy's got a wisdom of 8, man. Leave him alone.
Well, that was a Todd level question.
Okay. Last question. I guess I'm thinking. This is to the team. Did you see their face, or what did they look like?
We already asked that.
No, we asked him who was his attacker. We never said what did he look like.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Hmm.
And it was just an I don't know, because they were stabbed from behind.
Yeah, but they threw him on the table and flayed his chest, so he
Flayed
had
the
to be
chest,
looking
yeah.
up. Yeah, so he had a chance to look up.
Well, if it's a dark room, you can't necessarily see who's flaying your chest.
Darkfish and Flayer. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
But
What species is Strad?
I think she was like an elf or something.
She was a tiefling.
That one. It's kind of like elf when you think about it.
Tieflings can see in the dark. To answer your questions.
This could be Sezzix's ex-girlfriend.
She was human.
Was she?
We don't know anything about the killer yet.
His ex-girlfriend was a changeling.
I thought she was just human.
No, I remember. She was like changed into different stuff.
She had a different appearance every time you saw her.
Which one are you talking about? I'm thinking of the one-eyed
The one
one.
that betrayed us.
The gal who was like in charge of the murder cult in the basement of your new hideout. She was a worshiper of, I think, Gurathona, which is like a hag deity. And she was a changeling, which is like a shitty offspring of a hag. It's like the fables of like when your kid's born, someone sneaks into your house and switches it for a monster, and then you raise this monster and it kills the parents. That's like what a changeling is. It's like a fae. It's like a first world humanoid.
Worshipper.
Oh, I mean, I don't remember if it was too long ago, but like you guys could have pieced it together by now that she's a changeling. They don't get really anything special as a race, but they can like alter their appearance at will. But yeah,
So last question, why didn't you see?
I could see fine. There was no one there. They'll fall over.
Full stalker?
You guys can, yeah, you can surmise that maybe the person was invisible.
Wait, but you can't take hostile actions while invisible. It makes you
invisible. You can.
Ah,
If you can work pretty fast. Or if you're a
That's just
naturally
like
invisible
around per
creature.
level.
Yeah, or if you're like an invisible stalker like Garm was saying. You guys definitely fought a creature that was invisible the entire time. You fought two of them, actually.
oh yeah, they took my scythe.
They sure did.
Try that again. I dare them.
Sure. I mean,
Well,
it seems like they just take arms now. So, you know, as long as your sight's still attached to those, they'll be good. Hard to use a two-handed weapon when you got one arm, right? See, I've been looking at this the wrong way the whole time. All I gotta do is take one of Cobra's arms and his character's invalid.
You've been reading the word disarm inappropriately.
I have. They're just disarm specialists. There's like, they all got flay knives.
Just Legos.
Please
Popping
don't
them up.
disarm us under me. I don't want to do the math right now. I'm too baked. There's too many things that I have to add together to figure out my CMD for disarm.
But yeah, I mean, so the vibe is there's definitely a pall across, you know, kind of the tiefling part of town here, the Red Rufus district, because, you know, you guys are doing these great works abroad, but here back at home, it seems like there might still be some challenges yet to overcome. Rumors abound of like, oh, it's the ghost of Barzillai come back to get revenge on all those who opposed him, or like, it's Manguhune again. It's the slasher. You know, the Temple Hill slasher has returned. You know, because remember you guys dealt with that back in book 2. So like all these kind of challenges that you've already overcome, people seem to be like recycling them and coming up with their own ideas, but no one really has a clear indication as to what's happening. And then they start saying things like, well, maybe those people who went missing a few weeks ago, maybe they're dead too. Oh no, some of them were found in Vyre. Yes, but maybe there were others which were killed. Maybe this isn't the first killing. Maybe there's a serial killer on the loose. Yeah, it seems as if, your town, people are starting to freak out a little bit.
Can I spread a rumor that the killer has a small dick?
Uh-huh. The rats will listen to you. But no one else really gives you the time of day.
As a gay man, can I talk about how insignificant his dick is and make a diplomacy check?
Okay.
This is what you guys are up to, boys.
Yeah,
Sure.
I suppose it's on me.
Sure. So you guys just go around and start talking about this guy's dick, assuming it's a guy, assuming it's even a thing that has a gender. Yeah.
Or
Very good.
for that matter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, I will instead go around making a diplomacy check, trying to figure out what other murders people are associating with, this fucking situation.
I mean, all of the disappearances and stuff have been in the Red Roof District, and it's just been tieflings that have been going missing. And, nothing was reported, because that's just kind of common practice. You guys dug into that a while ago and put a stop to the slave trade that was happening there. But, there were an amount of disappearances before you put a stop to it. And since then, this is the next thing that's happened.
80% have come back,
Exactly. So...
Well, team, we can set up goon squads to, patrol around with some detect or see invisibility, I guess.
Yeah.
That seems kind of like what the Ardent Crows now do here.
Yeah. As you're going around town, investigating or whatever, I guess Buddy, since Buddy's the only one who didn't want to spread a rumor or do anything specific. Buddy, what are you doing when this is all happening?
I'm probably just kind of looking around the scene of the crime for whatever else might be in the room that we might have missed. Although I don't know if I'll find anything. But...
Sure. Make a perception check.
Ooh,
Yeah,
32.
you're looking around and you're like, oh, you turn the torso on the side, and you notice a small puncture wound at the base of the head on the back. Like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, where he has his little port. It's in that same spot, but it's super fine. Not so small that it would be a needle, but it almost looks like a talon or a spike or something right there at the base of the head.
So could this be like Jurassic Park, where the raptor puts the claw right into the back of the dude's back, but at the neck?
Invisible dinosaur, you thinking?
Yeah.
What Jurassic Park have you watched?
The first one?
I think they just kill people, man. I don't think they put it.
No, they did it to Alan. Or not Alan, to the safari guy.
What?
The guy from South Africa.
They just tackled him. And then he said
No, when was laying on
clever
his
girl.
back, they were using him as bait, and then he I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe
That was the one where...
That's not the first Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's the third one.
I think the second or third one. I think third.
Yeah, okay. They're using him as bait, and then because they clawed him in the back to use him as bait.
No, that is not
Okay.
that is not what Buddy thinks happened. But the person described when you were speaking with Dead that they collapsed and couldn't move. Buddy thinks that maybe this is how they were paralyzed.
poison something.
That it was like a hit back here in this specific, precise location that severed their spinal column and paralyzed them.
Like maybe a doctor did it.
Someone with a expert level of anatomy.
Oh my god, the doctor
Doctor.
serial killer's back.
Doctor.
He's an
Angel of
alchemist.
death.
But yeah, I'll roll a
With greater invincibility.
I'll roll a d6 here. Let's see. Tommy, you are off trying to spread rumors of the dick this guy has. And you're like, you know what? If I'm going to talk about dicks, I better go to the Temple of Asmodeus. There's probably a lot of dicks there. So you head over to that church area. And, even though the town has been liberated, and you guys have killed all of the evil people at the Temple of Asmodeus, it's still like the national religion, so there are still people that are like worshiping there, maybe like out of fear, like I better like pay homage to Asmodeus so he doesn't like destroy me and kill my family and stuff like that, or like please don't let me be enslaved today, stuff like that. And
Just normal things,
yeah, as you're like walking in that direction, you see someone like looks like they're jogging, maybe like doing their morning run, just like run past you. You're like, oh, it's normal. And then you see like 3 or 4 more people run past you, and then you see like people screaming and running towards you, away from the temple.
I run to the temple.
Yeah, you run in there. The doors have been thrown open. There'll be like some people sobbing or whatever, and maybe a couple of shell-shocked people standing there. They seem to be standing around a statue that's been put like 20 feet into the entrance right in the center, so you'd have to like walk around it. You were in here before. This is where you had your big fight against Barzillai Thrune. There's definitely not a statue here. It's like of a pretty tall and wide tiefling, nude in like a regal pose, and their face is like horrific, like they're in terror, like an abject terror. And as you like walk up to this, you're like, yeah, it's just a statue, whatever. The reason people have left is because there's blood coming out from the eyes of the statue. And as you get closer, you recognize this statue. It seems to be in the visage of Hamilton Hayes.
I use my silver raven to summon everyone and consume it to this place, because
Sure.
I don't want to be in this fight by myself.
Sure, your bird, goes off. Yeah, there'll be like a couple of religious folks there, like going back and forth, rocking, like speaking chantry in Infernal, about like this is a sign from Asmodeus, that he's returning, that he's coming, he makes the stone bleed, stuff like that.
Sick, thank you, Azzy.
Yeah, probably 10 or 15 minutes, you guys all reconvene there.
Oh. Well. That's not great. Well, I'm no scientist, but he looks like he's turned into a statue.
Yeah.
Stone to flesh? Or flesh to stone? Whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what I get.
Also, you notice there is a, almost like someone put a wax seal at the bottom of the statue. And the stone is made of, like a dark yellow material, almost like amber.
Out of character, I'm low IQ. What is amber usually a sign of?
Amber's like, it's like honey colored.
Okay, but is it like volcanic rock? Or is that just
Back to Jurassic Park.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so like, it looks like a stone statue. None of you have interacted with it or made any sort of skill check, so I'm not going to tell you anything further. But it's not the color of rock. It's like more of this yellowish color.
Sure, I will cast Detect Magic.
Sure. It is not magical.
I'll just look around on it. See if I
Sure.
can find anything nearby.
Yeah, make a I mean, there's blood coming out of its eyes. That's kind of weird.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, so you look around it and you think that it's not made of stone. You think it's made of wax. And you think that this seal at the bottom is probably of religious or, it's of some sort of significance. There at the bottom of the, like between the feet, there's like, maybe a dinner plate sized wax, something carved in wax there of this waxen statue.
Knowledge religion check, you're saying?
Sure.
What is that symbol?
It is a symbol of Shax, the demon lord of murder.
Well, yeah, that's about right. So, oh god, okay. Oh, I don't want to cast buff spells before we crack this thing open, but I think it's a good idea. I'll cast my hour per levels.
Sure. You cast some spells.
Oh god, guys, that's. Oh, I don't crack it open. I'm so hesitant.
Okay. I'll regretfully and as tenderly and lovingly as possible make a full round action against the statue.
Please do not do that. Just like crack the head open. It's just a wax seal, Tommy.
Just use the tip, Tommy.
Yeah, you could probably like use your hands and just like, it's Play-Doh, like crack it off and peel it off.
Okay.
Like a life-size chocolate Easter bunny. Yeah. You can easily like peel all the wax off of, you start peeling the wax off of the front. The eyes are bleeding because there are no eyes.
Adds up.
It is definitely Hemiton as you like peel the wax off. It's his face. His mouth. Give me a perception check.
Do you want me to do another one?
I mean, Tommy is the one taking it apart. He seems weirdly bloated, like his head is weirdly bloated. You start stripping more of it down. You like get to his shoulders. You peel it off. He's, nude. He doesn't have any clothes on. You keep peeling it off. There's a huge wound in his chest. If this isn't what killed him, it's certainly a non-survivable injury that could have been done post-mortem. You're unsure. But he has like a huge cut that starts here, like a big laceration that goes through, and you notice like his sternum is just missing, and it continues down to like where his diaphragm is, and there's just an opening between his lungs. There is no heart. But you peel the rest of it off of him, and that's like what you're able to notice just as you're removing stuff from him. And as soon as like you free his legs, like the body, like falls over. It doesn't have anything to support it anymore. So you can like kind of like ease him down and set him down if you want to.
I think it's a Tommy fashion that he would forget
Do
that that's
not let that drop.
Yeah, I mean, y'all rush over and he like, with the unquiet stillness of a corpse, as soon as like some of the wax starts leaving, he like slumps over to the side and his legs are just supporting him. And then, you guys can cradle his head. His bowling ball on a cue stick, there's not a lot of support there with the muscles not working. And you set him down.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can help. I'm using both my hands to undo the wax. How can I support the body and undo the wax? You guys can help. I'll just be murmuring to myself.
Body.
Yeah, I mean, he collapses. You guys have his body. Did other people want to look over it?
Investigation.
I'll take a look.
I'll look at his face.
Sure. Sierra, what are you looking at?
I want to look at the heart situation.
Buddy, what are you looking at?
Since those two are already kind of taken care of, I'll look at everything else.
Okay.
Still undoing the wax.
You're just getting the last of the wax off. Doing a good job. It's important work, light work.
I mean, Caerrat sounds like he wants the body as pristine as possible.
Sarah, you are drawn to the heart as the most obvious thing that's wrong here. It seems to have been surgically removed, and there is a blob of wax in there where the heart would be. Are you gonna scoop it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you scoop it out. It's weirdly, it kind of is styled to look like a heart.
Nice.
So you got that. It's like a waxen heart.
Cool. I like that. Like that I added that to my inventory.
Yeah, do you want to do anything with it?
Does it look like there's anything inside of the heart?
Yeah, do you want to, like, squeeze it?
Sure.
It'll deform, you know, it's like you're playing with candles or whatever. It smooshes.
I'll try like smush to the center.
There's something, maybe like a Cadbury egg, there's like something in there. As you're smushing it, you hear like faint crunching inside it.
I will start peeling rather than...
You start peeling it. The wax is very disgusting as you unpeel it, as it's full of feathers. There seems to be a small bird in here that's dead as well. Make a knowledge nature check.
I've seen this magic trick before.
Hi guys, you wanna go outside? What kind of bird is this? I don't think it lives in someone's heart.
Anyone have knowledge nature?
I can make everything untrained.
Sure, do it up.
Can I do local?
You know that this is a whippoorwill.
What the fuck is that?
It's a little burb. Make a knowledge religion check. You, for some reason, not only know that this is a whippoorwill, you remember that whippoorwills are the sacred bird of Pharasma. They're often regarded in Pharasman faith as being metaphorical psychopomps. You would take this as a sign that this is a heretical act against Pharasma. You think that not only has Hamilton been killed, you think that efforts have been taken to take his soul as well away from Pharasma.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Demi.
Sezzix, you're investigating the face that's weirdly bloated. As you start, looking in the eye holes and the ear holes and, opening up the airway and looking down there, you think that the body has been filled with wax. Just pretty gross. Yeah. Buddy, as they're all examining this, you're like, well, I wonder if it's the same. I don't mean to roleplay for you. You can say whatever you'd like to. But you have an inclination to maybe examine the back as well, in that same spot behind the head. And lo and behold, you find another puncture wound. This one being more recent, and because Hamilton has, a lot of back hair, it looks as if some of the hair around the puncture there is singed. As if whatever stuck him there burned him as well. So yeah, you got that going on. Anything else y'all would like to do?
Should we ask him some questions?
He's filled with wax. Can we ask him questions?
Yeah, I mean, the jaw still moves.
Fantastic news. Well, Hamilton, what happened?
Oh, my friends.
What happened, Hamilton? We just bought pants.
I went to get my tea, and something struck me from behind.
Did you remember anything else, or was that it?
I felt a weird sensation, as if the ground opened up beneath me, and I was swallowed inside it.
Oh. I don't like that.
He describes a hole opening up and falling into darkness.
Like into like the abyss or something, yeah. Oh. Well. Hey guys. I don't like this.
Sezzix just like has tears going down as he hears Hamilton talk again.
Okay, so let's go over what we know, team. We know they're probably some type of... I'm just assuming demon-esque, because they do the fire damage. They have the paralysis.
The greater invisibility.
The greater invisibility. They are petitioning a demon lord. And they're like, directly opposing certain actions. But they're still, doing things as like an art, which makes me think they're, obviously contracted by Thrune, because why the fuck wouldn't they be? Oh, it just makes me more and more sad. What do we, like, oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm outside. The only enemies we have that aren't really out in Ravounel, essentially at this point, I feel like it's just Cheliax and like Lord Thrune in like the Abyss or Hell or whatever, But like other than that, the only person that's like we haven't essentially murdered is the Seishi's original girlfriend, or Sezzix's original girlfriend.
But she was devoted to a different god.
Yeah, that's also true.
Although her god was about eyes, wasn't it?
Fair.
But yeah, the Fushi sisters will arrive, word will have reached them, and they'll be like, okay, we'll start canvassing and seeing if anyone saw anything, outside his shop. You said you guys were there last night? They'll ask you some generic police officer questions. Like, do you see anything weird out there? Where's your green card? The usual stuff.
You don't
Stop
look like you're
resisting,
from around here.
Yep.
Aasimar.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are we like people that roleplay Americans?
They're gonna be like, where are you from? And you're like, Kentucky. And you're like, no. Like, from before then. Yeah, where are you from?
Where were your parents born?
Excellent. You're like, my dad is an angel. I'm an Aasimar. And they're like, uh-huh. I'm sure. Sure you were.
So what?
I'm sure your mom's little angel.
You're a little dark-skinned to be an angel. Dude, okay, Garm?
I didn't know the angels came mud colored.
Jesus
Oh, you must have
Christ.
fallen.
Demonetized. So no, you guys, the Fushi sisters will continue investigating and let you know if they come up with any leads. If y'all would like to, you could, do all the canvassing and stuff yourself. But it seems as if there's, like, a murder, like, the last murder was, like, a week ago. So if you're saying these two are related, it seems as if there's, like, one a week.
I'll definitely, like, look around the Red Roof district, see if I can find anything else.
Right. How long do you guys want to spend investigating?
So, boy,
Sorry.
Hamilton, I feel like we...
As long as
gotta
it
go
takes.
Yeah.
Sure.
We spend the next week just making knowledge local and diplomacy checks, trying to track shit down.
Sure. You guys get like a couple days into your investigation. No one saw anything. There's really no other traces of evidence beyond what you're able to find. What's kind of already been detailed. You are able to track down that a couple of, someone has the idea, like, what about, like, bodies that, turned up before these that were just like, oh, maybe it was, the gangs or something. You find 2 more bodies that you think were done in the same way. They've been buried. I'm sure that you guys exhumed them respectfully or whatever, but you managed to get them exhumed, and even though decomposition has already set in, you're able to find those puncture wounds in the back, severing their spinal column and their head. So it seems as if
he's been active for a bit.
Sorry, there are 2 bodies. One of them has that little puncture wound, and then the other one looks like it was cut in half, cleanly through the spine, but without quite bisecting the body entirely. This wound seems similar to, like, something Tommy would do.
Like vertically?
Like, it was a single blow with a 2-handed slashing weapon that almost cut this person entirely in half.
That's natural.
Both of those bodies also bear the signs of, like, some sort of burns around the wounds.
Can I look into any previous cults in the city of that fucking guy? Specifically looking back if that doctor was a part of that cult.
Yeah. You head over to Temple Hill, and you start investigating whether or not the old Temple Hill slasher was, a worshiper of Shax. You start reading some books on him. You discover that the Temple Hill Slasher preferred to stage his victims' bodies in increasingly outlandish and grisly tableaus. He tended to kill victims with expert blows to the neck that paralyzed the body, leaving him free to take his time in dressing the victims for their horrifying presentations. You think that these current murders bear a striking resemblance to those.
What happened to the doctor?
The professor.
Yeah.
As you know, the Alabaster Academy never truly recovered from the scandal of one of its most renowned professors being revealed as a murderer. And you do find it difficult to find anyone that really wants to talk about it. But his name was Dr. Alander Manguhune. You find, maybe like meet the staff, like a little pamphlet or something from back in the day where he talked about, like, his childhood and stuff. He was born and raised in Ustalav, and he went to the Lebstadt University, where he studied the complexities of anatomy. It seems as if he became increasingly, almost obsessed with death. In the sense that, there was so much to learn, and he just didn't have enough time to do it all. So he started conducting experiments, as he called them, trying to, find ways of gaining longer life in exchange for, like, consuming other life, turning to the dark arts.
Sounds long-term, sustainable.
Exactly. Ultimately, he was captured and exposed as the Temple Hill Slasher after about a year of killings. His trial and execution were swift. There was never really any question about, his motivations beyond being crazy. No one asked him what deity he worshipped, things like that. And his he didn't leave any students behind or any children or a wife or anything like that.
No manifesto?
No manifesto, didn't talk to anyone in prison, There wasn't an overlap like that.
Did he actually have a grave?
Yeah.
Well, team.
It's like an unmarked grave somewhere outside of town.
Well, we're gonna be hunting that down because I don't believe he's actually dead until I see the bodies.
Sure. On like the third day, you guys out and do some light grave robbing. Crack open a couple of caskets, respectfully, of course.
We have a priest of Phrasma watching over as we do.
You find his body. Well, you find a body that's, fairly old.
Well, speak with dead, that baby.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's over 100 years old. It's pretty, pretty well desiccated. I mean, the jaw's still intact. On a 3, the jaw's broken. No, jaw's still intact.
Fantastic news. No one broke his jaw while throwing him in the hole.
No.
Hey there. What is your name?
You cast Be Who Dead. Body does not respond.
Damn. Well.
How did the spell not work?
Well, Garm knows that things get a chance to resist the effects if their alignment is diametrically opposed to yours.
Oh.
Just recast it.
The spell also does not affect as a corpse has been turned into an undead creature. I don't think that's what's happening here, but it's funny. Oh, baby boy.
No, I don't think it would work based off of what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I'll just say it doesn't, which just makes you more confused.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine you guys, do a good job perceiving around the coffin. Give me a perception check.
Oh, spell didn't work. Throw him back in the hole. Let's go home, guys.
Cyerrat, buddy, while Cyerrat's performing, this spell or whatever, it seems as if the guy was buried in like tattered robes or whatever. And he was definitely like beheaded, his head was separated from the body. But as you examine the coffin in there, you see on one of his fingers there seems to be like an old pewter ring that was, left behind. They didn't take it off and maybe it had no value. But like all his other clothes and stuff have rotted away into nothing.
I'll grab it.
Sure. It's very heavy as you take it off. And it's actually made out of like lead or something.
That's not good. That's poisonous.
That's probably what killed him, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lead poisoning.
Lead cut his head off. Damn.
But yeah, you have this ring.
Okay.
Magic it.
It is not magical.
Does it have any symbols on it?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, buddy. Are you fine if I look at it?
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, buddy, are you fine if he looks at it?
Totally.
Buddy, what's your alignment?
I believe
Chaotic neutral.
chaotic
Cool.
neutral.
Cyerrat, you touch the ring. You have 1 negative level.
Oh.
It hurts you. It hurts you to hold this ring.
Oh, I don't like this. No, this is not a good.
You like pick it up and it burns you. You like throw it back down.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll go ahead and shoot that shit in the ground.
Yeah, you like drop it. You no longer have a negative level.
Alrighty, team. That thing's not supposed to be magical, but that is not a nice thing. That's a bad rock. Also, buddy, why did that not hurt you? Buddy, what is going on in your
I'm
personal
always a
life?
negative level.
Buddy always has a negative level.
We're gonna talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But that ring it's not good.
But yeah, the ring, drops into the grass there, with a thunk because it's lead.
Really, good aligned objects. If an evil person grabs it, it hurts them. Bad, negative level, bad drop. Same thing here. This is really bad.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but I don't like it.
That means you're really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like-
Buddy, did you want to pick it back up, or are you just leaving it there?
No, I'll leave it there.
I'll
Okay.
pick it up.
Yeah, are you neutral?
True neutral.
Yeah, you pick it up. It doesn't seem to hurt you.
Hold on, team. What's going on here? I thought we were the good guys.
Do you want to examine it?
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Yeah, the inside of it seems to have writings. What language do you speak?
I think just common.
Yeah, you don't know what it says.
Wait a second.
Can I
Common,
look
goblin,
over?
halfling, and undercommon.
Can I look over his shoulder and see if it's infernal?
I was gonna show it to.
It is not infernal.
Is it
Yeah.
Aboleth
It is not aboleth.
or Giant?
Oh, it is not giant.
Oh,
Celestial, Infernal, Strix.
It is not any of those.
Oh, God.
I'll
Do you
just
know
begin,
comprehend languages?
I'll be
That's right.
that white guy that's talking to an Asian woman, and just very slowly, poorly sound everything out.
Sure. You gonna read it out loud?
Yeah.
Cool. In your mind, you hear a voice. It seems as if time has frozen so you can have this conversation. Hello, my child. Have you brought an offering? Sorry, it would be more like, hello, my child. Have you brought an offering?
I have a fancy ring.
How disappointing. The ring burns your hand and you drop it. This all seemed to happen in a moment.
I'll offer it to Caerrat because he's better than me at talking.
Nope. I'm not touching that. That
But
thing
you
just
talk
set
better
your
than
hand
me.
on fire.
It kind of it burns it for a second. You're like, ah! It seems as if whatever entity was in the ring is displeased by you. So you drop it and you pick it back up. It's kind of hot, but it cools off. You
Can I
have it
pick up
again.
with the tip of my scythe, without taking a negative level?
Probably
on my-
not, but you could get a stick and pick it up. It's a ring. You can't pick it up with the end of your 8-foot-long bladed weapon.
I mean, it's that's fair.
Make a dexterity
We'll get the
check.
tongs of holding.
Yeah, you can get a twig and pick it up. I don't care. It seems as if two of your companions can just pick it up, though.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
holding it right now.
Just, don't talk to it, please. That's
Because
not,
someone in
not
town
good.
can read this.
Yeah, so we'll show it to our boy back in town. Rexus Vitacoro, how are you doing? The last time this happened, you got stabbed through the chest. How would you like such another evil artifact?
He didn't get stabbed through the chest, dude.
I thought he
Um,
died and we had to bring him back or
No,
something.
his chest exploded.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah. He'll look at it. What languages does he speak? Or does he have comprehend languages?
He has comprehend languages.
Well, what languages does he speak?
Oh, God. He's
A shit ton or none? Does he have ranks in
he's max linguistics, max knowledge.
Alright,
So
on a 3, he does not speak this.
I accept that.
He's like, oh, this is abyssal. It seems to be a prayer cant to Shax, the demon lord of murder.
That makes sense.
It's allows you,
Very deep voice.
yeah, it allows you to commune with him. He'll be like, may not have been Shax. It may have been one of his emissaries. If you were to hear the word of a demon lord in your mind, it would surely drive you mad. Though I suppose if you were a devout worshipper and you wore this ring, you would probably be driven insane.
What's a
Might
good
just cast
gift for a
one.
demon lord emissary?
Don't do that.
I mean, he'll flip through some tomes and tell you some stuff about Shax. Shax is also known as the Blood Marquis. He's the demon lord of lies and murder. His edicts are to plot and commit murders, to lie and to torture. His anathema is to allow a victim to escape due to gloating, or to sleep in a home with fewer than 5 rooms. He is often presented as a stork with black and white wings in the body of a human, wielding a pair of daggers. His symbol is a white bloody feather, and his sacred colors are red and white.
Hold on, I like those colors.
Yes.
There were feathers in Hamilton.
His abyssal home is Charnel Home, which appears as a series of endless rooms, each filled with horrific torture implements.
That bird that we pulled from Hamilton,
It seemed
a black and white bird.
No, that was a little tiny whippoorwill, like a fun songbird. That is the sacred animal of the god of passage. So, like, when you die, your soul goes on and gets judged and goes to heaven or hell or wherever. That's like their sacred bird. They're like the songbirds of the afterlife. And Garm deduced that, Caerrat deduced rather, that the finding the body of this is like sacrilege. Like, it's almost as if you're spitting in the face of that god. So, it maybe it's a lie, since it's the god of lies, but maybe whoever did this is saying, you know, you can't resurrect this person. You can't do anything with it because I have their soul. I've not only killed their body, I've stolen their soul from Pharasma.
Okay.
We haven't tried to raise them yet, but I'm just operating under that assessment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's too specific, you know? They put too much effort in for me not to respect the craft, you know?
Mm-hmm. So you guys, you know, pour over these documents, and, you know, it seems again as if you've reached some sort of a dead end, unless you can think of anything else that you'd like to investigate or explore.
Mm.
Don't worry, Garm. There'll be more murders.
I know.
Plenty of opportunities.
And, you know, you still have like 4 days before the next one. So you could probably go finish getting these signatures you need.
Go finish that up, come back, someone else is dead. We're like, yeah, we're ready for the adventure.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Right.
it's not like you're neglecting it. You have, like, probably 20 people with class levels
Yeah.
investigating this. You know, you have, like, a whole
Right.
team of agents that are scouring the city, poring over documents.
When we trust our associates team, let's go beat up something.
You know, there is a path, I will say, like, to get out of game. There is a path where you guys could, you know, figure out exactly what's happening and, you know, figure out what's happening with the killings and maybe put a stop to them before you go and complete getting all the signatures. But it's not illustrated. It would have to be something that you, in your own creativity, have decided to do.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't come up with that, it's totally fine. The adventure assumes you don't. The adventure assumes that later on there's enough clues for you to decide to do something.
So we need a couple more murders to happen.
More pieces.
Yeah. So, you could hang out in town, but you think it would be very hard to stop one of these murders based off of how they're occurring.
For the greater good, some must die.
Hey, I'm working hard for you. Yeah, so
Beat up these Middle East people.
maybe with a heavy heart, you guys, you know, begin your journey over to Cypress Point. Are you going to just use teleport in your ring gate?
Yeah.
Sure.
We have such a good economic transport system.
Yeah, and actually, Rexus has been there before.
Oh, why?
It's a town. It's like, you know, Kintargo and Vyre and, you know, they're like the three main cities here. So he's been to Cypress Point. It's only got a population of like 2,000, but it is the largest settlement east of Kintargo in Ravounel. You know, it's like the next big city. So yeah, it's on the land furthest north on the Chelix coast. Oh, so it's slightly different spot. I'll just move it here on the map for our loyal viewers. Yeah, you guys, he'll teleport you inn, you know, I don't know, maybe like a half mile outside of town so you don't freak people out. He'll teleport you to like a little crossroads thing where there's like a sign pointing to Kintargo and a sign pointing there. Place he's been before. You can see the town, you know, it's maybe like a half mile away, you know, just a short walk. It seems to be a pretty established settlement. It's like a fishing port town, like a small little port town. And, you know, it's built in the style of like traditional Chelix buildings. You know, like it's not like the Red Roof District where it has like that mud daubed stuff with like the clay tiles. This is going to have like shingles, very kind of like Gothic 1400s like or 1200s like European architecture sort of thing. Think like Anglo-Saxon type structures. Mostly thatched roofs. Maybe there's like a guard tower that's made of stone or something. But yeah, you're in the feudal age in Age of Empires 2, to put it in context for you. That help, Gar?
It was a good reference.
Yeah, thank you.
H2.
Well, AoE 2. Yeah, Cobra's also on that. So yeah, you guys head down there. Give me knowledge local checks to see what you know about this place.
I have knowledge of it.
I believe you have a ringer in the form of your rat person.
Yeah, I've just gotta find it.
Like a casual 50. The two of you haven't heard much here. Sezzix, you know, word gets around the rat community. You know that Cypress Point is represented by Archbaroness Eldana Alamaxa, who lives in Agoria with her royalty. You know, she's like one of House Thrune's, you know, nephew's cousin's third friend, wife removed type situation. Just one of the foppish nobility of Cheliax, but like she hasn't been here probably ever. It's just another one of her holdings, another crown in her another feather in her cap, as it were. And it seems as if, you know, the town just kind of does their own thing, probably sends taxes back to Agoria periodically, but beyond that, you know, there's going to be someone else here who's in charge, like some sort of local mayor or, you know, elder, or some sort of elderman would be in charge here.
Thurin's got a very loose control here, but someone else should be here that we can talk to.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can head into town.
Go talk to the local alderman.
Yeah.
Ask him if anyone's gone to the Shadow Place.
It's definitely like a one road town. There's like one main road and then like buildings on either side of it. There's a T that'll come off, and there's a temple up on a hill overlooking the water that has like a bunch of little paths going off of it along the coastline or like back to the main roads. And there's a bunch of signposts that you can see up there by that temple. You draw some attention. You know, they don't get a lot of visitors. There's like a couple of stalls out on the street, maybe. Someone selling fish. Someone selling like whatever they got from their farm. Hello, travelers. We don't get a lot of visitors here.
Greetings.
Greetings. I have bread freshly baked by my wife. We have some leeks here, onions from the fields. I have a bushel of potatoes. What can I get for you?
Nice loaf of bread if you wouldn't mind.
But of course, he'll sell it to you for like a copper piece.
Fantastic news.
Yeah.
Say, we're obviously not from around here. However, where we gather a bit of information about the Terapasillion. Quite.
He'll kind of like on like a 3. He knows what that word is. Oh. Well, yes.
I can see you from your leaks. You're a man of refinement.
He'll be like, oh yes. Well, it's a distance away, about 50 miles southeast or so. There by the border of Nidal. It's a relic of a time long past. You don't want to go there, though. It's very dangerous, I hear. Surely the Nidalese have agents scouted out there ready for their next invasion.
But if you want to talk to people who may have been there, he'll point up at the church up on the hill. I'd try the Temple of the Path there. They tend to get around, you know, those Desnans, with their walkabouts and such.
They too love to follow the stars.
Some such nonsense. I don't know.
Tommy, did you hear that? There's Desnans here.
Yeah, can I make a diplomacy check to really talk about Desna to this man? Maybe convince him to
Sure.
start thinking about the church?
Yeah.
Sir, Desna is the great dreamer. You must know this.
He'll kind of like shake his head and be like, "Oh no, please! I've gotten the sales pitch before, but that's what I like about Desnans. You're always so optimistic. I'm more of a pragmatist myself." He'll like jangle his coin purse, and he'll pull out like a gold key he has around his neck. I keep the faith. Trust me, brother. He'll tuck it away. With like a 10 knowledge religion. You can discern that this guy is a worshiper of Abadar, the god of coin and commerce.
Well, as all trade comes around, I'll leave a gold piece for his information. Thank you very much for your time.
He'll be like, "We don't take handouts here, but I will exchange that to accompany you up to that temple." He'll like show you the way through town.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You see as you get there, it's like a nice... it's like a very welcoming circular structure. Lots of light, natural light is in there. Lots of pillars outside. There's like all sorts of murals of fantastical locations painted on the walls, on the outside, and like on the entryway. And removed from the front entrance, there'll be a big signpost with like 15 or so different like boards tacked to it in all sorts of different cardinal directions with all sorts of things written on them with distance. So it'll be like, Osirian, 3,700 miles that way. Like all the different major continents or nations or capitals. Like it has, it would have Isle of Cortos, where like the Pathfinder Society is. It would have like an arrow to there, kind of like
major political.
Yeah, like every major hub that is like here. That's the direction you'd need to walk in for like 5 years to get there, kind of deal. And there's all sorts of little like day paths and stuff up through the highland here. It looks rather well tended, and there'll be like some nice flowers growing outside. He'll walk you up to the signpost and be like, here you are. Thanks for the company, friends. And he'll
Appreciate the service.
Yeah, he'll head back down to town.
Thank you, old man.
Oh,
Well, time to get inside. Oh, Tommy, would you like to do the honors? These are, I guess, your people.
Yeah. I'll open the doors and I will start singing a song of the Azadas as I walk into the temple.
Yeah, you open a door and start like coming up with a jaunty tune.
Yep.
Your Disney movie moment.
And then I keep walking until I find a priest or priestess of Desna.
Yeah, it's a nice entryway. There's lots of space in here. You see there's like some bedrolls set up for people to sleep in. And it's kind of just like a big gathering room. There's like a small wooden door in the back that you imagine is like where the high priest or priestess's quarters would be. And there's a lectern, which is like a podium you'd put a book on. There that adds like some sort of documentation. There's some nice stained glass. And there's no one here.
They must be out for a walk. Got it.
Where?
Yeah, as you say that, sure, like, as Buddy says that, Cobra, you will hear the song you've been singing, like your little, like, jaunty tune or whatever. You'll hear it almost, like, in chorus, coming from outside, as if there's, like, someone singing it as they're walking along a trail.
Let's go to the singing, guys. That's probably where they are.
Yeah, you guys, you quickly like head back to the doorway, and you see an older woman walking and kind of like almost like a band leader, traipsing down the trail, like coming back towards you as if she'd been out for a time. And behind her, there's like a couple of other people. One has like a lute and is like strumming along, and the other one has, sure, they'll just have like a couple of coconuts that they're making music with. They're not like trying to sound like they're a horse or anything. That would be ridiculous. But they'll be like keeping rhythm for her. And as they get a little closer and see that you're there, she'll like raise her arms up in like excitement that there's people visiting. Hello, travelers! Welcome to the Temple of the Path! Come, make yourselves at home! Lucius, Quentin, go ahead and get some food started for our weary travelers. Inside, please. You must be tired from your journey. Tell me, where have you come from?
We come from Kintargo. You may have heard of us. We are the Ardent Crows.
Yes, word has reached me of the heroics of the Ardent Crows. You've got a noble tradition there. Good work throwing off the shackles of Chelic's leadership. I wish we were only so lucky. Alas, the path leads you wherever it does.
I think the path may lead us to a similar fate that you want. Freedom.
Oh.
We are all about freedom. This is my friend Buddy. We were once enemies. He stabbed me. We're friends. We're cool now. This is our resident rat. This is our resident rat, Sezzix. He's very good with that gun. I would not look like a child around him.
I was correct. Okay.
And then this is my great fiance, husband-to-be, Caerrat. He's kind of the leader of the gang. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you just like to make nice conversation, Caerrat here would be happy to help you. And I'll just go start chowing down on some food.
Oh, yes, of course. She'll invite you all to, like, make yourselves at home. Oh, yes. Well, Caerrat, it seems as if you're the one to talk to.
I do like being introduced. It helps everyone, you know. It helps everyone, you know.
Yes.
Yes. We're here, as you were appropriately introduced. We are something of rabble rousers in the area. And we may have heard that there may be some rabble waiting to be roused down towards the Nidalese border.
Ah, yes, well... Nidal is a dark place, a dangerous place. I must admit, I've not walked there before, though I've only heard tell of what dangers could lurk there. Surely though, there's plenty of adventure for you to be had elsewhere. Tell me, why would you wish to explore, these darker, shadowy regions?
I believe all lands touched by Kintargo's light, all that which is held within Ravounel, should be protected and has equal right to that protection. I think it's time we expand out from the city and bring everything under one understandable banner.
Oh, won't House Thrune take offense to that? Surely they'll marshal an army to fight you.
Oh, they'll try, but yeah, I'll make a sense motive check with this lady. She seems like she's on the up and up,
Yeah.
I seem to like her pretty genuinely.
She's one of my people.
Yeah, she's one of Tommy's people.
Oh yeah, you don't sense any malice in her. It seems as if she knows she could give you information about the area to the south that you're talking about, but she's reluctant to do it because she doesn't know what your intentions are.
Right. Yeah. So, would you say you are a representative of this local government by some establishment?
Oh, I really detest the idea of there even being a government, to be honest.
Listen, I'll flex my Milani symbol. Listen, I agree with you. I'm just talking paperwork here.
She's like, yes, many of the townsfolk come to me. Though the town is under the rule of Archbaroness Eldana, she has never been here in my time, and I've been here 63 years.
So let's say, hypothetically, we needed someone to sign a paper, ratifying this area under one banner, just for, 15 minutes or so.
Oh.
Would you possibly be comfortable doing that?
I would have to, of course, ask the town how they felt, but Certainly everyone here, there is a lot of worship of Abadar. They're quite interested in commerce. So if you could assure protections, I don't see why not. Have you secured the waterways? Is Vyre on board?
The waterway is already taken care of. We got a bunch of sea elves hanging out there. Fire, let me tell you, I'll point at the rat.
Yeah, I mean, if you bring her up to speed on all you've done so far, she'd be more than happy to sign. She'd be like, But yes, to get back to your point, I would be happy to sign this moment, honestly. However, if you wish to go above and beyond and, as you said, stretch your legs, do some exploring, deal with some ne'er-do-wells, there is a dark place in these lands. We call it the Terapasillion, which is Nidalese for the Shadow Ziggurat. It's a fort that's left over from ancient Nidalese conquest. She'll show you where it is on the map. It seems to be right there where it's indicated on the map. She'll say, I've walked close to it before, and even from a mile out, you can't see it. It's always shrouded in shadow, as if there's a big orb of darkness surrounding whatever lurks inside. Though word has traveled to me that it is some sort of structure, some sort of pyramidal building. Who knows what nefarious things lie within. Though there is movement, there's evidence on the other side of it, between it and the border of Nidal, that there has been, troop movement. I believe that, the Nidalese government has some agents there, surely, as a secretive foothold within our region. Though they would never dare rise against House Thrune. However, if you are to unseat them and claim all of Ravounel as your own, you would have to worry about Cheliax to the south and Nidal to the east. And if the Terapasillion is still occupied at that time, it would give them a strong foothold to launch further operations.
Yeah, well, that sounds like rabble we're here to rouse.
Yeah. But I mean, she'll sign it now so you don't have to come back if you want.
Oh, you are the best.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be sure to come back, visit, say hello, though. Don't you worry.
But of course.
Trade fog.
But yeah, I mean, you guys can rest up here, eat, get your spells back, get Rexus's spells back, and then he could teleport you, a couple of miles away from there, and then you could make the rest of the journey on foot, if you would like.
Before I leave, I'd like to make a 50 gold donation to the Church of Desna.
Oh, she happily takes it.
Yep.
Oh, I've been looking to buy a harmonica. This will be perfect. And she'll turn to Quintus and be like, "Don't worry about those. We'll get you that set of bongos you were interested in." And he'll cheer as he's still got the coconut halves that he's been playing with. 50 gold pieces is just what you need to buy a masterwork tool. Excellent.
Masterwork bongo. Only one.
They come as a set. Yeah. That evening, if you guys want to, you can give me a knowledge planes or a knowledge arcana check and a knowledge history check regarding the Terapasillion.
I take a 24.
A 24. Yeah. Are you going to use your teleport train tomorrow? You could have Rexus make these if you wanted to.
Like this.
Yep. The best use of leadership, just to handwave all of this nonsense.
Yep.
I wanted to use mine to make me better in combat in Garm's game, and he was like, "Walter, please no, you're already too strong."
Please, we don't need that. We already have 5 demons in combat. We don't need a 6.
I've been theory crafting some new character builds because I'm gonna play after the game's over. I'll tell you about something I've been thinking up that's incredibly degenerate that you'll appreciate.
Okay, yeah, we could chat.
Okay, what's that first one with the 37?
There'll be knowledge planes.
Oh yeah, and then history. I think you guys have history, don't you?
I'll take a 30 on history.
I thought your rat had history, or is it just local?
No, I have local and engineering.
Okay, and then is there an arcana somewhere, Garm?
Yeah, it was a 10. It was
No, that was his Arcana. So like maybe Rexus will come through. You get an update on him. He's like, I feel like we're close to cracking this case. And you're like, well, we have more things for you to research. He'll give you some exposition. He like pulls out his book. He'll read some stuff at you. You know. So yes. You learn that Shadow Tongue is the language of the Shadow Plane. And Terapasillion literally translates to Ziggurat of Night. You know that the Shadow Plane is a shadowy reflection of the material plane. You guys live in the material plane. It's like things are physical. You know, this is here. It's like an object that exists, right? In the Shadow Plane, this exists. Everything that exists in the material plane exists in the Shadow Plane, except it's slightly different. It's like a bizarro realm where everything is shadowy and like twisted, darker reflections of stuff, and there's creatures that inhabit it. Typically, these creatures are fetchlings, which are like the humans of that plane, and then there's all sorts of other stuff, like shades, nightmares, all sorts of shadowy beings. It tends to be a plane that is generally evil aligned. There are a lot of worshippers to the gods of shadow and darkness and murder and stuff like that. The most prominent of which would be the equivalent of like Ayamade on the material plane. Like that's where all her worshippers are. A majority of Zankuthan's worshippers, who's the god of like torture and darkness and stuff like that, and like Norgaber's worshippers, are going to be on like the shadow plane and like these more sinister places. In his research, he knows that the Terapasillion was already quite old when Taldan settlers first arrived in the region. So this predates the founding of Cheliax. This was like the old border of Nidal was here, or maybe a little past it. And this was all part of like the Nidalese realm. And then as property lines shifted, now this has just been left here. The structure is said to hail from Nidal's earliest days and is reputed to have been built by shadow giants during the Age of Darkness as a scouting post for their forays into this world from the Shadow Plane. You also know that more recently it has served as the lair of an umbral dragon called Ithanotar, though he has not been seen in the region in decades. Many presume the dragon to be either dead or relocated to other planes, or returned to the Shadow Realm. You know that he knows from his research that this place probably is exuding this darkness because the boundaries here between the material plane and the shadow plane are very thin, perhaps intentionally back in the day, as this could be like a waypoint where things from the plane of shadow could just walk into the material plane and vice versa. It's like an open door. Furthermore, you have heard he found some tantalizing tidbits about this obscure dragon. Despite being an umbral dragon, a race that is typically exceptionally sinister and malicious, Ithanotar has no real ties to Nidal. He in fact chose the Terapasillion as his lair, in part to keep an eye on what he regarded to a nation of shadow-worshipping fools. Ithanotar kept mostly to himself, but did periodically raid nearby villages or ships for his own mysterious ends. And lastly, he found that someone claimed, some author long ago claimed that Ithanotar was forced to abandon the Terapasillion by a cabal of Zankuthan worshippers, not long after the Chelish Civil War ended. Ever since, agents of Nidal have been said to maintain a watch over the site, both to ensure the dragon doesn't return and to keep an eye on northwestern Cheliax. But the nature of these specific agents remains mysterious, and as do their identities.
Okay, so I want to find this dragon.
Yeah, it seems as if the dragon has been long gone for a while.
A likely story.
That's what they all say.
But yeah, you guys rest up.
Where?
Problem solved. To the Terapasillion. Or something to that effect.
Terapasillion.
Yeah, you guys will step through the ring gates or whatever. You will find yourself in, like a mile or two out. This is the Northern Plains. It is a 15-mile stretch of grassy hills that kind of stretch out all around you. It's like the Palouse, but flat. It's kind of more like being in Ohio or something. There are these, like, lower hills, and you can see for miles out. Like, looking far to the south, you can see the mountains. To the west, you can see where it becomes greener and lusher. And to the east, as you look out, it's like 9 or something in the morning, 9 or 10, you rested, you had a breakfast, you headed out. You see, like, a black dome. It's small because you're a ways out, but it is noticeable. It's like an absence of light. Unexplained. From, like, the horizon. And, the plains continue on until you, presumably pass into Nidal at some point. But, yeah. You can very easily be like, that's what they're talking about.
The big old pitch of...
Yeah, it's like this mile-wide sphere of darkness sitting on the ground.
How do we see in darkness?
That's a great question. Probably figure out if you get closer. Dark vision only works when you're within 60 feet.
I have an extended blessing in the mole for us, but I'm gonna fix my spells before we get started.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's not quite a mile. It's like maybe like a quarter mile wide. So still pretty big. So it's like a Walmart parking lot shrouded in darkness. Or like a 1/12 of an Amazon warehouse.
Hopefully with less piss jugs.
Ah, you can't tell. You're too far away.
I hope there's more.
Your Honor, I need 14 piss jugs.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Oh, must be a light day.
Isn't it so dystopian that, like, you're so tracked as a Amazon workhouse employee that you literally pee in a bottle to make your requirements? Isn't that kind of dystopian?
It's America. What do you mean?
Uh-huh.
I can't spell that word.
Settle down now. Settle down.
This ain't a dystopia. This is America. This is.
Don't worry,
utopia.
they pay $15 an hour, so don't worry. They're the good guys because they pay what minimum wage should have been like 10 years ago.
Hey now, I don't need to get demonetized again. Let's stop talking about our corporate overlords.
Twice in one session.
Use your Prime subscription. Come on, Cobra.
For Seeing in Darkness, I have an extended blessing in the mole for us, so that'll be 24 minutes.
Sure.
If we need a second one, we'll get there,
Yeah, you'll figure it out. So yeah, you guys approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there seems to be this wall of darkness. You can see through it. It's just black and white with Blessing the Mole as you get closer. It looks like you can see through it, and inside you see this. A 4-tiered ziggurat of some kind of dull black stone looms atop the crown of a strangely shadowed grassy hill. The ziggurat's tiers rise 10 feet each, while at the apex 4 20-foot tall pillars support Four 20-foot tall pillars support a pointed roof of black stone. Flights of steep stairs rise along the east, west, and south faces, while to the north, a 10-foot square of slab of eerie carvings decorate the center of the lowest tier. So, you basically have stairs going up on 3 sides to a pergola, or a gazebo that's on the top of this structure.
Let's shoot the gazebo.
Perfect. And then on the other side, there is a 10-foot square of stone. So yeah. There you go. I can throw you on the map, if you'd like. If you'd like to be on the map. These scum rangers, what happened to them? They were probably just defending their territory, yelling castle doctrine.
Rightfully so. You saw the no trespassing sign.
This map, they didn't scale it right. These are 10-foot squares, just so you guys know. So you guys are actually quarter-sized. But anyway, so that's more accurate. All right, what would you guys like to do?
Oh, well, you can actually right-click 5 o'clock. You can reset the grid size.
Under layers?
Yeah, layers, and then set grid.
That says grid off.
Yeah, do grid off. And then you can reset the grid.
Oh, perfect. I don't think it particularly matters, but I will reset the grid for you, Garm, because you asked.
Yeah, so nicely.
Look at that. Sure. Ish. That's better.
Yep.
Cool. So it's more or less like that.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Steve's in chat. He says he's triggered by the cigarette. Good.
I'll cast our appropriate buff spells. Resist energies are fire, cold, electricity. Looks like there's a door at the top here.
That is a 10-foot square section. Yeah, you can head over to that side. Maybe you're approaching from the... Let's say you're approaching from the northeast, so you saw that and the stairs. I can just read it to you. A 10-foot square section of a bas relief carving adorns the central portion of the lowest tier here, depicting skeletal spirits and towering deformed humanoids rampaging through an idyllic countryside, laying waste to villages and crushing fleeing armies of humanoids. Above them looms an enormous bat-like creature that seems to be absorbing the souls rising from the slaughtered people in the fields below. So, like, you know, casual, good-aligned art.
Good-aligned stuff.
Yeah.
Some evil shit.
Hey now, settle down. Give me a knowledge planes check as you look at all these figures depicted here. Wow. You actually know. Based off of the research Rexus did earlier and the stories and such you were told, you believe that the larger humanoids here are depicted as giants, shadow giants. The weird spirits are greater shadows, and the thing flying above them is a Nightwing. All things from the plane of shadow that you were told about.
I will tap everyone with the Wand of Deathward.
Oh, what a good idea. How convenient. Wow, neat.
Looking at the wall. Wow, that's crazy. Go ahead and take one of these.
That's super crazy, dog. Look at that. Oh, I mean, I can also just share these for you. Is that better?
That works.
Everyone has Deathward. Everyone has freedom of movement. Oh, Godspeed, team. Done my job. We're running low on this Deathward one. Just
Do we have Airwalk too?
Yeah, we have Airwalk.
Buy another Death Ward one when we get the party sheet. Party gold.
21,000 gold, buddy. We break through it.
But yeah, so you got this slab here, and then you have stairs leading up to something up there you haven't explored yet.
Time to go up.
Going up, you say.
Do we
Does
have
the
airwalk?
slab move before we go
Yeah,
up? Like, is it a door?
I don't know. It's a giant piece of stone. How do doors usually work in your world?
I'm gonna try and open it.
Whoa!
Get open.
Yeah, you like shove on it, you try to push it in. It doesn't push in. You try to like move it to the side. It doesn't move to the side.
All right.
What is the
I can't do
toughness?
it.
Can I cut it open with my +5 scythe?
Sure. Go ahead and roll damage. And you can't miss it.
Okay.
It's a slab.
So first attack, second attack,
Yeah.
third attack.
So, as you rear back with your scythe to attack it, I'll get a surprise round.
It's a shame how that happens.
Yeah. You know how it is. You know how it be. Go ahead and place yourselves. I assume this is where things are. Is that correct? Yeah. The slab just transforms into a creature as you go to attack it.
Got him. Calling out on their bluff.
Got him, boys. It was just hanging out, dude.
I bet you don't think I just punched the picture, motherfucker.
This be against your flat-footed AC.
Flat-footed is 30 because I'm in full plate.
Yeah, it tries to bite you. So this thing transmogrifies into an enormous bat-like creature shaped from utter darkness. Cool. Well, it seemed unsuccessful in that. We'll go ahead and roll initiative.
So can we now see into the ziggurat?
No.
It's just a stone now.
Yeah, there's just the ziggurat. There's just like a carving that was on the outside. There's not a passageway behind it. It's just a creature.
Try. Worth a try.
Just a minute.
Oh, Sezzix, you're up first. You see whatever the shit this is.
I feel bad for it.
You gonna do a full round.
I feel bad for it.
Sure. Does a 40 hit you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I am in range of it.
Your gun takes this much damage.
I don't know,
It will attempt to sunder your weapon as you shoot it.
yeah, I don't know, weapon toughness and stuff.
It doesn't do all of that. The cold damage is halved. The rest of it's true, though. So, minus 7, 14. So, 61 minus 14. We'll just say 61 minus 7. So, whatever that is how much damage your gun takes. It is a +1 with a bunch of shit on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it has an extra 10 hit points because it's a +1, and then its hardness is like 2 higher than whatever it normally is. Your gun is certainly fucking destroyed, and Garm can use his make whole after combat to fix it.
It's a free act. Is it? What action is it to take my other one out of Gloves of Storing?
A free action. So you go to take your first attack, and you're like, I said die, bitch, and this claw materializes out of the air and just like cuts through your gun. It like snaps in half and clatters to the ground, and you're like, oh fuck. I'll make another gun appear. So you could. That was your first attack, so you still have the rest of your attacks. You can also take a 5-foot step back.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, okay. You seem to be out of its reach now. You can take the rest of your attacks.
That crit was number 3, so it would be in this one.
Yep.
Would 24 hit its touch?
I think all those hit its touch AC, buddy.
He also shouldn't have damage on him, I believe.
No.
No, that's from my crit.
No,
No,
Sezzix.
but you have 60
I erased
damage
it.
on you.
Yeah, all the damage happens. Your gun is no longer good aligned, so I'll leave the DR.
Yeah. Oh, I was looking at the crit confirm, and I'm like, why did I roll again there? You said a 13 also hits its touch?
Yeah, a 13 hits its touch.
It's a barn.
That should be everything.
Yeah, Steve, it's just the ranger tax. Every now and then Sezzix is like, I'm gonna do 1,000,000 damage, and I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna kill all your gear. And then Caerrat has to
You're gonna
fix it
break your
all.
pants.
Yeah.
Last session, it was destroy his pants, which had his ammunition in it.
It's just the ranger tax.
I forgot to mention, now he'll have some just like in his boots now, and some in the Gloves of Storing, if that's
Keeps
possible.
one in the ear.
You can only have one thing in the glove of storing, but you can leave the gun loaded in the glove of storing.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
He keeps his gun loaded in the safe.
The crit happened, and then 2 more hits. Yep, that all looks good. Do you have the feat that causes you to add it all together and take DR once, right?
I think so.
I think so too.
Clustered shots.
Alright, sounds
Yeah, I
good.
know.
So the DR will only apply once. But the rest of it, yeah, you loot him up. He's messed up pretty good. I mean, I feel like I had a victory that combat already, buddy.
Yeah.
The door is there. It's now like a bat thing that your friend is shooting.
Yeah, let's do some full round attacks.
Sure.
Holy weapon, yes.
I mean,
That doesn't look evil.
yeah, you're making a lot of assumptions here.
Does it look evil?
Yeah, I mean, you're literally just attacking this thing that was asleep. That's your choice.
Let's do it.
Do you feel like a big, strong man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably dead.
Yeah.
Based on a nat 1 tough.
Oh, that one though didn't get there. It's about the little victories. I mean, it's hard when you get crit with a ×4 weapon in the first round to stick around for much longer. Yeah, I mean, you rip this thing apart.
Well, then I got Rending Claw. Let's get one more
Sure.
D6 slashing on there.
Yeah, doesn't do anything. You actually do 30 more damage because your attacks are good aligned. So, how do you kill it? It is an undead.
off.
Yeah.
Take his wings off.
So you like Kratos this thing, you like put your foot in its chest, you dig your claws into its wings, it shrieks at you, it tries to bite you, you just rip its wings off. It just turns to ash.
I'll be like, take that, Thanator! It's definitely not Thanator, but...
Yeah.
We definitely killed the dragon.
It's super dead. Sezzix, you're there holding your pieces of a gun.
I'm just like holding it up like a prayer to Caerrat.
Yeah, he can fix that shit later. Your blessing of the mole only lasts 24 minutes.
It's 10 minutes guess make whole, buddy.
Alright, scooping it into a sack.
It's in the gloves of storing now.
You just like your gloves of story is like a vacuum, you just vacuum up all your gun parts. You're like, I'll fix this later, close it up. Sure. I don't care. Oh god. Alright.
At some point, I should just cast Greater Magic Weapon on your fucking gun so you just get the enhancement bonus.
Alright.
Probably, yeah. It also makes it maybe survive one attack.
Baby.
Is it, what, +4 right now?
+3. 1 every 4, I believe.
So yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Go to the top.
Fly up to the top.
Oh sure, you can go and move yourselves.
Zoom.
You guys are all airwalking, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there is a nice little gazebo here, and there's a little table, maybe like a sitting area or whatever at the top of this gazebo, all made out of this eerie black stone, but you don't see any obvious means of entry.
I'll roll perception.
Can I try to cut in through the roof?
Sure, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
The whole building is Nightwings, bitch! It's just a fucking cluster of Nightwings! No.
Every time you attack a wall, there's a Nightwing.
You swing your scythe down with all the precision and fury of a lifetime spent on the fringes. Give me a will save.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There was a house in Rise of the Runelords where wherever you hit one of the walls, it summoned shades.
Oh, if you kill all those shades, Shadow Demon appears.
Ooh.
And then you get a magic item from killing it. You slice down into this thing. Your backswing almost flips you over as you just effortlessly pass through it. You see through the illusion that was the table and chairs and the floor here, and you see a pit that seems to drop down 60 feet. If not further. I don't know what the length of Blessing of the Mole is. I think it's... Yeah.
We're going down.
So, yeah.
All right.
You see
I'll grab some
your
fruit.
companions can make will saves as you swing into the top of this.
I'll rub some True Seeing Ointment in my eyes. Seeing is only 30 feet.
Oh, yeah, you can easily see through this. It seems like a shaft. Yeah, Steve, it's all I can do against his gunslinger is destroy his pants and his gun periodically. That's all I got. Also, is your health total correct? You only have 81 hit points.
Me?
Yeah.
Aren't you a D10?
Probably not.
No, you are. Anyway, while you fix that, yeah, you guys all see through this. It seems to be some sort of thing that descends into darkness.
Do you do D10 take better?
Average.
Yeah, it's just so you get 6 hit points a level. +1 from favorite class. Oh, you take skills, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be why. But yeah.
I had a typo. It's 91.
There you go. That seems better. Yeah, so you guys want to descend, or are you just going to walk on down?
Yeah, I'll walk in
down.
like a circle on down because we can't go straight down.
All right. Looks like 1 square is still 10 feet here. So, just go and share that. That C is where the top of the pit, where the pit kind of dumps you into this room. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Draw me a grid here. Boop. Ah! Is there a thing I can set these token scales?
Right click the token, then snap to.
Oh no. That's too bad. I think I just have to manually scroll them down, right?
Right click, go to layers, and then lock token scale, something like that.
Well, I mean, I think I can manually circle all these down.
The thing is, it's when you're zooming in and out, it's changing sizes. So if you lock the token scale, it'll save it.
Okay, now does it look better?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are going to descend through that C into this chamber. It's about 60 feet down. A steep flight of stairs to the north leads upward out of this cold, dark room. Skulls impaled on spikes adorn the dark walls and the sides of 4 support columns that brace the ceiling above. Piles of old bones, mostly humanoid, litter the floor. A 10-foot wall spire made of dozens of, perhaps hundreds, of skulls, stuck together by glistening tar-like sludge, rises atop a 5-foot-high pedestal in the center of the southern end of the chamber. Beyond this spire, an archway in the south wall opens to a second staircase that descends deeper, while above the ceiling rises to a 10-foot square shaft leading upward. Yes, of course. So yeah, you guys see all this crap. You may knowledge religion check as you see this statue of shit.
I don't like it.
It seems like it's not great.
Probably bad.
2 nat ones? Yeah, this is totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Who else would like to roll a nat 1 in this room? Anyone?
I got this. If I can find it.
I'm gonna say you guys are still you've been walking down a set of invisible circular stairs in the 10-foot chamber with airwalk. So this is just when you can see it. So you're just 30 feet up. So you haven't entered the room yet.
Okay.
I've got 60 foot, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then you see everything I described. There's no creatures in here. What do you guys want to do?
No light sources?
God, no. The Ziggurat of Night.
Listen.
No light sources. No light
What if
sources.
they're liars? What if they were big dumb liars?
There's also no lyres, no lutes, no percussion instruments, no flutes,
Bongos?
no bongos, no coconuts.
harmonica.
Nope.
Master
No
bongos anyway?
harmonicas. Nope. But yes,
I don't even know if I want to play this adventure.
I've been wanting to play the whole time. That's why I'm jamming. Okay, what do you guys want to do?
What do these stairs go up to? This big one.
Those seem to dead end into probably nothing.
Unless I attack the wall. I'm gonna punch the wall.
Sure, you enter the room, you say. Because you guys weren't yet in the room.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. You enter the room. Give me a perception check, buddy.
Sure.
Actually, you don't need to. The skulls, with their little articulating jaws, start moaning. Ah, ah, ah. It's like a chorus of disembodied souls crying out in discomfort and agony.
But there are musical instruments down here.
Yeah, it's quiet, but it seems to be getting louder.
Okay. Well, I'll stick to my plan. Unless someone else has got an idea.
Sure, you head over there. Those of you that have stayed above had not entered the room.
I'll be walking in the room.
Sure. It seems as if the dust and stuff on the ground has started to move, and it's swirling slowly.
Oh. Fireball. Oh yeah, we don't have fireball.
Uh-huh. Who is in the room right now?
I'm in the room.
I think
Oh, yeah.
everyone.
Everyone's in the room. Cool. You have Death Ward on you, correct?
We do.
Does Death Ward reduce the damage you take from negative energy? Or is it just negative
We're immune
levels?
to negative energy.
You're immune to negative energy, you say? Boy, that's some bullshit. Well, my friends,
Just spell magic.
yeah. It seems as if negative energy is pulsing out from this totem of skulls as they moan.
I will shoot the totem.
Oh, sure. You blast it. Some of the skulls break. There's only 1,000 more. It seems as if there's currently a trap going off that's just happening. There's like these skulls like and then there's gunshot and some of the skulls break. He can't disarm magical traps. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. They're still moaning. This negative energy is pulsing through the room. Like maybe like a fly. Okay, so you can see what the trap does. Now that you've opened this illusionary wall and you pass through, there'll be like a small bird or something that like flew down with you and is like hanging out. It gets hit by this wave of negative energy. It instantly dies. And you see a shadow form, a greater shadow, but it's just in the shape of that tiny bird. And it flies around the room as well, and it like tries to get you guys, but it's like a CR 1/8 shadow, and Sezzix will just blow it up. It seems as if this thing does damage, kills you, and raises you as shadows.
It's pretty sick.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it actually does anything right now, though. Yeah, I mean, it just keeps chilling, doing its thing. You scope out the room. It seems as if those stairs don't do anything. And there's stairs leading down, further into darkness.
Are you gonna punch the wall?
Yeah, you can easily punch the wall.
Cool.
The wall is made of some interesting stone.
Disable device.
You cannot disable magical traps. You don't know what you're doing. You're not a rogue.
So they have a wizard rogue?
You don't have trap finding. Get out of here. Like, you examine it and you're like, the only way I can think of disabling this would be like breaking all of it. You can't find like a mechanical thing to cut or whatever. There's like, this is some artifact that's been infused with magic and evil worship and all sorts of mumbo jumbo, and you specialized in firearms and like gears and stuff, not like the magical mumbo jumbo thing.
So this wasn't like a haunt either. It was an actual trap.
No, it's a trap.
Interesting.
Trap. The skulls are a magical trap. Once they notice intruders, they moan and whisper rapidly to alert other denizens before yada yada yada. Once the skulls notice intruders, they begin channeling negative energy once per round, filling a 30-foot radius with a swirling vortex of shadows. The first time a creature is damaged by the trap, the vortex rips free a portion of the creature's shadow, creating a greater shadow. So it does nothing.
All of us.
It does nothing because you haven't taken any damage.
Yeah.
But it would have been 4 greater
It
shadows.
would have been 4 greater shadows around.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's actually super cool.
Yeah, thank you for that monster outside letting us know that there were, shadows in here. That would have been dangerous.
I mean, also all your research.
Yeah, that would help, but
Yeah.
I didn't read.
Uh-huh. Yeah. The trap ceases unleashing negative energy on a round in which it cannot perceive any living creatures in the room, so it just keeps doing it.
And we'll just kind of walk past it.
Yeah.
That seemed bad.
Big
Uh,
DM concert.
The stone here is very weird. It's kind of translucent. You whack into it. It has hardness 16. You do 8 damage to it. It seems to have 22 minus 16, 6. You do 6 damage to it. It seems to have, based off of rough calculations, 1,794 hit points left. It has 1,800 hit points and a break DC of 85. Garm's just losing it?
85? You just scored an 85 strength check just to break the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Knowledge planes
Yeah.
check. You find some small shard of it and you'll take it back to Rexus later, surely, and he'll tell you that, unless you can make a knowledge planes check. Nah, you got no fucking idea. You save it for later, though. In the future,
The ring gate to give it to him.
yeah, Rexus will tell you, oh, you open the ring gate?
I'm not.
Oh, you hear screams coming from inside your place as negative energy billows out. It's like greater shadows now killing people in your... Okay, so you don't do that.
That's an
let's go ahead
alternative.
and use the,
Alternative
extra
storyline.
dimensional space.
You just like need to go into the ocean and open the ring gate and leave. Just like fills up your place with water.
We decided more of Shoshiat's followers should be within this nest.
Yes. It is Shadowstone. It is solidified shadows, which must have been extruded in times long past from the plane of shadow. So basically, they mined literal shadow stuff, formed it into cubes, and built this ziggurat. But yeah, Austin, it's 11:15. Are you still good?
I do need to head out.
All right, we will stop right there then. You've got a couple more rooms here, and then you can go back to town when you're all done and see what's happened with the murders. Dun dun dun! All right, well, good session, everyone. It's good to play, even if it was just for a minute.
Great session, kids.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Next time, losers.
Yeah.